in line with the national coordinator of the National Volunteering Program, law number 2021/015, governing the organization and promotion of volunteering in Cameroon, effectively establishes certain norms to valorize the efforts and actions of volunteers on the field, in other words, in varied communities. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, through the National Volunteering Program, along other stakeholders of the Managing Board, valorize the actions and missions of volunteers through two specific modalities. Notably, we have individual voluntary service, that's a competence-based approach, and we have a team voluntary service, that's a labor-intensive approach. And to do this, there are certain tools that are elaborated in relation to the mindset, the skill set, and the tool set. And this follows, as specified by the law, three particular phases. That is, the preparatory, executory, and the evaluation phase. As concerns the preparatory phase, here everything starts by community need analysis. By community need analysis, where a cartography of profiles is elaborated to match with the needs identified within communities. Away from that, we have the call for projects and applications. We equally have the recruitment process of these volunteers, and once these volunteers are recruited, there is what we call a pre-departure training that is carried out, and this training actually gives them those necessary tools to better carry out their mission in host structures or in within the communities in which they would be deployed. And once they are trained, they have an obligation to sign voluntary engagement contracts, and these voluntary engagement contracts take into account their indemnities as well as their insurance, which is another very important indicator showing that volunteers are actually valorized. It is a plea here that if an improvement could be done at the level of the indemnities of volunteers, as well as reinforcing the insurance framework of these volunteers, we strongly believe that they will go a long way to overriding or to surpassing themselves as far as community impact is concerned. Away from the signing of voluntary engagement contract, we have the second phase, which is that of the executory phase. The executory phase here is more or less based on the monitoring and reporting of the volunteers' activities in relation to his or her job description. And here so many expectations are oriented towards the volunteer, such as mission reports and all and then the last phase now, which is that of the evaluation phase. Here there is an interpersonal exchange that is carried out between the volunteer, the host structure, and the sending structure, in order to try to diagnose the aspirations of the volunteers, to see where the volunteer could receive what we call a post-voluntary service support. And once this is done, the volunteer now could be orientated towards private structures, or towards it could be the contractualization of these volunteers could be facilitated. In a nutshell, it is good to note here that voluntary service is more than what it is, regarding the fact that a volunteer is first and foremost an expert in his domain. And we will round off by saying that if effective attention is given to the improvement of volunteer daily subsistence allowances, as well as their insurance, be it work insurance or health insurance. This will go a long way to effectively promote sustainable peace and development within the communities of our fatherland. Thank you very much for your keen attention.